Hey, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about something that's been annoying me for the longest time. We're going to talk about frame rates. Which is better, 24 FPS or 30 FPS? And why? And when should you use them? Let's figure this out, but first, let's roll the intro. Today is such a nice day that I actually decided to shoot outside instead of the dungeons of my basement. You have to excuse the light, it's literally high noon, but I'll think you get over it. Okay, on with the video. I've been shooting in 24 FPS ever since I started. That's because people told me that FPS is gonna give me the most cinematic look. Now, do I agree? Not necessarily. I'm having a hard time seeing the difference between 24 and 30 if I'm honest. It's depending on so many other factors that come into play. So I'm gonna do a little quick test today. This is not gonna be a long video by any means. I just wanna figure out for myself which is better, 24 or 30. Can I see the difference? What is the difference? Just a few disclaimers before we start. I'm gonna be using the Sony a6700. I'm going to be shooting on the Sigma 16. I'm also going to be putting the camera on a tripod just to make sure that we get steady footage. One less thing to distract us. I will be adhering to the 180-degree rule, meaning that for 24 FPS, I'll be doing 1/50, and for the 30 FPS, I will be doing 1/60. So there'll be absolutely no difference there when it comes to the relative shutter speed. One more thing worth mentioning. It's not super simple doing this test. So in DaVinci Resolve or any other software that you edit in, you have to select and set a frame rate for your timeline. So for this test, I'll be setting the frame rate at 30 FPS and then importing the 24 FPS footage into that. Now, is this optimal? No, by no means, but this is the best I can do. So bear that in mind that when we look at the footage and the tests of the results, I'm using a 30 FPS timeline in DaVinci Resolve. So let's go down to the street and I'll try to film some cars moving quickly so we can see the difference between 24 and 30 FPS. See you outside. Okay guys, welcome outside. I found myself a piece of road where I think I'm gonna be able to film some cars. Now the reason for me shooting cars is it's easier to show you the motion blur and the difference in movement patterns when things are moving quickly. Shutter degree is always going to be 180, so for the 24 FPS I'm going to be shooting at a 50th of a second, and for the 30 FPS I'm going to be shooting at a 60th of a second. So that's just to keep things fair, no funny business going around, and yeah, let's shoot some cars and see if we can see any noticeable difference. Okay, first test underway. Now I'm shooting in 30 FPS, 4K obviously. I'm shooting in 422, 10-bit. So let's see if we can see some cars coming by here. Here's a nice gray one. Some nice movement. The cars aren't moving super fast as there's a red light just behind my back. But I think we'll be able to see some movement. Here comes a couple of cars. And I think these are going to be the last two. So this again in 30 FPS. Cool. Now I'm at 24 FPS. So let's see if we can see any difference. A lot of cars coming, which is good for our little experiment. Again, shooting at a 50th of a second, 24 frames per second. And yeah, let's see if you can notice any difference. Welcome back. So what do you think? What's the difference between 24 and 30 FPS? Please let me know in the comments below. Also, one thing that's very important and why I switched from 24 to 30 FPS just recently, just a few weeks ago, is because when I'm shooting in 24 FPS. I have to decide if I'm going to shoot for YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. The key difference is that YouTube is native in 24, 30, a bunch of different frame rates. Whereas Instagram, TikTok, when you're uploading shorts, they're only native in 30 FPS, meaning that when you upload a 24 FPS short into, i.e. an Instagram short, the video is gonna come out very, very choppy. You're missing so many frames that it almost looks like stop motion. It's a very, very distracting look. I did this mistake once and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. Then I realized, of course, it's a frame rate. When shooting in 30 FPS, you never have to worry about things like this. If you always shoot in 30 or 60 if you want to do slow-mo, then you can use the footage for whatever you want. Now, this leads to a set of other problems, which means that all my old footage that were shot in 24 FPS, I no longer can use on my 30 FPS timeline. If I want to use one of my old videos as B-roll, for instance, it takes a lot of work and it doesn't look very good, to be honest. So I've kind of made the decision that I'm starting fresh from a few weeks ago, and from this time on, I'm only doing 30 FPS and that's it. I'm never going back. So I hope I made the right decision. What do you shoot in? Do you shoot in 30? Do you shoot in 24? Some other crazy fucking frame rate I never heard about? Please let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like content like this, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Out.